This video is for Suzanne because she asked me when I came down here next time to take some pictures of the old house my grandparents lived in. But I'm too late. They're remodeling it. They're going to make a B&B out of it. So fortunately I sent her request on to head to Clay, my brother, and he sent her a couple of photographs of the house the way it was just a few months ago. There's the old house. It's been painted white. Woodpecker hole boards have all been replaced on the siding. Here's the old garage. The garage still has the woodpecker holes. I don't know what they're going to do with the garage. Part of the old, I think that was a chicken shed, laying house for the hens. And there's the rest of the old chicken shed over there, chicken pen. Chicken pen, you should actually come down to these posts right here, I think. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Everything else back here is pretty much the way they left it when my sister sold it. That roof is years and years old, and that paint is, probably 80s vintage, I would guess. Oh, look at that. Just noticed that oak tree right there. That used to be a little bitty guy. It's got plenty of acorns on it. So I'm going to pause it. We'll go in the house and take a look. Here's the interior of the garage. If you've got a hankering for what it looked like, you remember the big cutouts. No doors. The car was always parked in this stall right here. The cabinets Grandpa made there to keep his tools in. His workbench. His shelves. Well, it's even some glass that was left here that my grandpa collected. Nobody's messed with it. And there's a couple of old doors that came out of the house. Somebody left here. They're probably a little warped. I noticed somebody got the glass handles off of there, the glass doorknobs. And then there's the corner on the other side of that wall is the woodshed. And there's the laundry room. If you remember the laundry room, there was an old Maytag gas engine powered washing machine that sat in that corner beside the service sink. That Grandpa used to wash his saddle blankets. And there was an old door right here, but Nancy and Chuck took it when they moved for whatever reason. I don't know why they needed an extra door. The old white picket fence finally disintegrated, got replaced. There's two squirrels rousting about in the yard. There's what's left of one of the old white picket gates. Here's the woodshed. I don't know if you remember it. It pretty much looks the same, except for all the junk. Clothesline. That's a new pole. I cut the other one off when my mom said she didn't want to use it anymore, and then I got in trouble from Nancy and had to put this pole back in so my mother could use it. So that's the last time I did anything without asking Nancy. So, a new porch light. I put the ramp in, and the wheels and handrails. Yep, of course that cement slab wasn't here. They put that in, my dad put that in when he had the hot tub out here. And the heat pump, Eugene put that in after he married my mother and moved in here, and she got him to spend some money to put in central heating. Okay, there's still some woodpecker holes up there above those windows. I believe those are the original windows. I don't think they change any door frames. They're trying to do this remodel on the cheap, at least budget-wise. That's the service porch windows. These are the bedroom windows. That's the bathroom window. You'll see a few little holes right up above the windows. Not a lot, but a couple. All the gutters are new. I did those in 2010 or 11. The old ones were round, tin, galvanized. There's a bedroom door to this bedroom on the end of the house. Bedroom windows on the north end of the house. Over there's the barn behind that live oak. Front porch, or back porch, whatever you want to call it, north end of the house. They've left the gates open here, so the hogs have come in and rototilled the lawn quite nicely. The old chimney. Paint looks good. Nice and bright white. I don't know about the black trim though. I would probably chose something different, but it's not mine. Water heater. Old drainage box. I don't know if you remember that, but spent a lot of time out here with Grandpa or my dad with his elbow down in that. So let's go inside and see what's inside. Okay, you're not going to recognize this because the pantry used to be right there. So they took out, my parents lived here, they took out this wall and they took out this wall because where I'm standing used to be the porch. Remember the old power panel right there as you came in the back door. Off to the left was the washing machine and the dryer right over there. And then if you remember, this was a wood shed right here where Grandpa bought wood from the out wood shed and put it in the indoor wood shed. And this over here was eventually made into a shower. Grandpa did that in the mid-70s, early 70s. And I don't know what it was originally. I don't know if this was mine. This was probably all wood shed. And back here was where they stored all their stuff, like the old phonograph and the picnic table and card table and all that kind of stuff. This was the boys' bedroom. Built-in cabinets for 1940. That was really something, I bet. And the Whitneys left the glass drawer knobs, unusual for them. There's a door, still got the old glass handled knobs on it. They look so cool. Grandma's bed was in here after she got tired of listening to the grandpa snore. And then when I stayed on the extra bed that was right over in here. Walk-in closet. A hallway. Bathroom to the left. Commode, remember the commode sat there, the sink was over there. There's the bathtub. And there was an old heater right here in the wall. Well, it's still there. I'll be darned. They didn't take that heater out. That's the same heater that they put in 1950 when they got electric power. Cabinets here in the hallway for the blankets, sheets, what have you. The main bedroom, Grandpa's closet. This is where Grandpa and Clara slept until Clara moved across the hall when the kids grew up. And the living room. Fireplace over there. Probably won't recognize that because it's been redone. That was redone in the 80s by Harry Taj, and a friend of the family. The old hearth was just charred and burned, and the mortar was cracking, and it just wore out. So my dad had it redone. And it's got a pellet stove in it, an insert. But if you remember, Suzanne, your paintings hung right there on that wall. Grandma's mirror was right over here. Her chair was over here. The couch was over here against this wall. And that painting with all the little chicks, little yellow chicks in it, like 15 or 20 of them, crawling around in a broken pot or something like that. And then the piano sat against that wall. Grandpa's chair and his standing ashtray was right there. And there was an old gray rocker or something over here in this corner. And then More built-in cabinets. And this door was either always open or it was taken off its hinges, as I remember. I don't ever remember that being shut, hardly at all. And then the kitchen. If you remember the kitchen, there were several places. The refrigerator was there, and I also remember the refrigerator being over here. Grandpa had a chair right there. There was a little stove. This whole wall came across here, of course, and there was a door going out onto the entryway, the porch, or the back porch. And Grandpa sat there to put on his boots in the morning. A little stove right there that he sat there to get warm, and the oven sat right beside him. And the 22, the 30-30, and the 410 were stacked in the corner right there, or they're over here in the corner right there. And then the kitchen table was generally right about here in the latter years. And of course the pantry door would have been right here, and then that area right there was the pantry, a walk-in pantry. And I think it had a screened window to the back porch so you could see out, so it let light in. It looks like they're keeping the old cabinets and they're just refinishing them. They tore off the countertops and replaced them with granite, and they tiled that whole wall. They kept the windows and the window frames. So, yeah, all of the cabinets are the same. 1940 vintage. So anyway, that's what it looks like now. And it'll probably look a little bit different here in 5 or 6 months. They want to operate this as a B&B, make a little cash back on their investment. And I think my grandparents would be happy that it's getting used and it's not just tore down. That was what I figured was going to happen to this old house as soon as it got purchased. The old cabin over there you wouldn't recognize, but you remember it coming in. It's like 4 times its original size. And this old house was in pretty decrepit. I think you remember it when you were here last year. But now it looks pretty good. It's getting a new lease on life, and there'll be people here who have never been in these foothills before, and they'll have the experience that you and I enjoyed almost our entire lives.